Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to my channel. Well, we got through the coronation seemingly without a hitch. There wasn't near the problems that had been anticipated. One thing that was hotly discussed before the coronation was whether or not Kate and the other women would be wearing their tiaras. We'd heard that possibly Kate might be wearing a flowery sort of crown of flowers around her hair. And people were concerned that might be too paganistic. Well, what we ended up with was Kate and Charlotte wearing a band of crystals, leaves, like a leafy headdress, almost like you would see in Roman times. A leafy headdress made of gems and crystals. It was quite pretty. Now, some people did say that they didn't like it. It was too paganistic, especially with the image of the green man on the invitation, that this was, you know, kind of earth worshipy paganistic stuff. However, if you go back and look at Queen Elizabeth's coronation, all her female attendants were wearing the same kind of a leafy headdress. Much the same, not as ornate as Kate's, but I think that Charles's choice of this for Kate could have been a glance back at his mother's coronation. That's what I think anyway. The other great headpiece we saw at the coronation was Princess Anne in her full army regalia with that cap with the giant feather. And she was strategically seated right in front of Prince Harry. So it was a screen just like the candle and Meghan, obscuring Meghan's face. The plume on Princess Anne's hat completely obliterated Harry's full face from view. It was such a strategic slap to Harry, because, you know, they plan these seating plans and arrangements absolutely to the letter. It's a very important part of the whole procedure. So I thought that was absolutely brilliant. But what we did see of Harry, he was wearing a Dior suit. And we know this because Dior went to their social media with a blurb, something, you know, good, you know, great to dress a prince or dress a royal, or what, you know, fit for a royal, whatever they was saying was something like that. But if I was Dior, I'd be pretty angry. Here's Harry, who's obviously being paid to merch a Dior bespoke morning suit. The suit's rumpled and wrinkled. I mean, since Harry left the royal family, he's got nobody to iron his underpants or brush his hair. He looks disheveled all the time, and this was no exception. If I was Dior, I'd be a little ticked off of the money I spent on that little episode. But, you know, merching what he was wearing, absolutely expected. I wouldn't have expected anything less from him, you know. Meghan's touch was on the day as it was, absolutely. And throughout the ceremony, we have Charles looking tired and irritated. But did you notice Camilla? She had a smirk on. Some people said, oh no, it was a nervous smile. It was anticipation. No, it was a smirk. It was a, you see this, people? None of you thought I'd ever be able to marry him, let alone get this far. It was a big finger up to all her detractors. She was quite proud of herself. The cat that got the cream, that's for sure. Now, there was some controversy about who was invited and who was left out. There was a lot of talk about that, but considering only 2,200 seats in the Abbey, you're not going to be able to invite everybody. But interestingly, Andrew Parker Bowles, Camilla's ex-husband and a royal toady going back decades, got a seat in the Abbey, probably for his loyalty to Prince Charles. I mean, he laid down his wife for the crown. And I've seen some YouTube's lip readers have claimed Charles the woke, while waiting in the carriage outside the Abbey, was bitching about always being late. Why do we always have to be late? Why can't we be on time? And later that day, don't you know, Omid Scobie pipes up and comments that he was blaming the children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, for William and Kate's being late. You know, let's put a dig at the children. Harry and Meghan, Omid Scobie, not too low to do that. You know, that's just terrible. Now, Harry was in London for maybe 26 hours. He flew in, he attended. Within an hour of the ceremony ending, he was in a car on the way back to the airport. He didn't stay for the lunch or the reception or the concert. Within an hour, he was in the air again. And, you know, that's kind of surprising, since later this week, Harry's going to be flying back to the UK to be present at his court case again. You know, the one about the phone hacking. You know, that's 4 transatlantic flights in a week. Such an eco-warrior, isn't he? Can you imagine? Well, just as much as he spouts eco-warrior, and people are starting to see his hypocrisy, same thing's going to happen as Charles gets more and more political and more radical with his climate change, you know, using renewable resources, all of these kinds of things. There's going to, and his woke attitude towards things, there's going to come a moment where Charles's interests will come into play against the woke agendas, expectations of him. He talks a good game now. He's trying to foster a good relationship with all the young people that have woke attitudes toward climate change, sexuality, veganism, all of these kind of social issues that are being pushed. Charles wants to get behind and really be the king of the people, but he's going to find at some point he is going to come into opposition with something. And one, you know, you can go along with things, you can pander to the social conditioning, you can push it along all you want, but there's going to be a point where Charles's sensibilities will not match those of the woke. And all it'll take is one issue. And I tell you, the woker he gets, the quicker his demise is going to be. So we just have to watch and wait and see what happens. Hope everybody has a great day. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you can see when I upload a video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.